Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is in what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. You make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
This is a shot from 115 yards. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
That might go unnoticed, Rich, but that birdie just sneak inside the top 15.
Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Bit surprising, misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. And setting up here in the rough. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. So after all that, it's a bogey. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot. Because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
All right, Frank, another par 4. It's the 16th. Players trying to make their way to the house, standing up in one piece. What's the best way to get at this hole?
Well, the normal player would actually try and hit the ball down the left. I've seen the odd player try and hit it down that out of bounds line and sort of flash it down the right side, but really there's not much of an advantage, Rich, unless you're the longest hitter in the business. So a little short and a little left of the principal's nose is a nice setup for the second shot here at 16.
We knew it right away, Frank. That's a good one.
Solid.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Yes, he's holding, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
Frank, this really is an amazing hole, the road hole, 17 at the old course.
Yeah, the biggest problem really is the tee shot right in front of you. How brave are you? How much can you take it over the corner of that clubhouse? You'll see a sign in front of you, the old course hotel. Ideally, you want to take it over the U in course, and that should find the center of the fairway. If you go a little further right of that, you better hit it long. Nice.
Looks good. Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Second shot, good look at the green.
Safely on the dance floor.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, I thought he made that. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Frank, you stand on the tee here at 18, and history is staring you right in the face.
Yeah, you have the Rusacks Hotel on the right, the Dunvegan over the back, the RNA building. Just standing there, you're reminded of how far this great game has come, and all these hundreds of years, I guess, in the future, and where will the game be then?
drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. We often say, Rich, you should always try and make it. I've got to disagree with that. Lag putting is just about taking the strain off the next one. There's always other holes to be played.
From that distance, you settle for 2 putts. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Excellent read for birdie to move to 5 under for the tournament. So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic. And let's go down to the 6th. Early in the round, and playing reasonably well. Nothing great, but has certainly not given a whole lot away.
Yeah, and actually a good position to really springboard the round from here.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Well, Frank, no doubt players thinking about one thing, making a 3, hitting a good shot in there close.
Yeah, the green does narrow up a little bit in that back left corner, but a good layup gives you a chance to go directly at the flag.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie.
Chance for back-to-back.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Riley golf instructor makes his birdie.
Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across. And he's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Wow, that is a monster drive down there. About 315 yards.
Frank, the Skins game was played at PGA West, the stadium course, many years ago. In 1987, Lee Trevino did something that really stood out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, to make a hole-in-one anywhere is obviously something to be remembered. But when you do it on TV, national TV, and on a hole like 17, Alcatraz, all the way across the water, everybody complained about how hard the golf course was, and Trevino gives it that little bang, little cut, bang, in it goes, one. Trevino could play any golf course, no matter how hard it was.
It was a 1 that was worth 175,000, $175,000. That won him the carryover skin in the Skins game.
And it makes the green in regulation. And with that birdie, moves into second place.
Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope you can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, the swing looks tremendous. and just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. And with that birdie, tied at the top.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So, second shot, judging the distance, imperative here.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round one.
Good place to be.
Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the California Classic.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And we are back at PGA West, getting set to continue the action on the back nine. Beautiful hole here. Rock border that lines the water here at number 10. It's 416 yards.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super. That's an absolute beauty.
Ready to go now on the approach shot here at this par 4 10th.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. And getting ready for the putt. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead.
Well, Frank, how about this hole? Par 5 11th at 617 yards.
The goal here is to take all those bunkers down that left side completely out of play. If you can hit it far enough down there, you can get close to this green. But if you do stray a little bit, all of a sudden, well, it's called eternity. So you're going to find that this hole will play very long. Oh, that's fine.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Going to try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge.
Gets a good pitch. Only in the first cut. Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Getting set now over the putt.
It's a solid par right there, Frank.
Yeah, he'll be moving to third place, inching his way to the top of the leaderboard.
Frank, Pete Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully. Safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Moves into second place with that birdie.
Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards.
From 200 yards away.
Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the First Tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live third round coverage of the California Classic. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
This is when the game's fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it. It stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Wow, and with that eagle, Frank, now only 2 shots back.
Yeah, all of a sudden put the name back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you just want a little extra.
I mean, he just
blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Ready for his third shot. Needs to hit this close. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well. That's a good par there, Rich.
To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Wow, I thought he made that. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That's good work. That's a good par right there. Now at the par 3 13th, and Frank, in some ways, this is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. His use of wooden bulkheads, plus the fact that he gives you that diminishing line. The further you go back into this green, you realize it's a larger carry. It just sort of reeks of something that's hit to the front mid-right of this green.
And it makes the green in regulation. Birdie chance here. A very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
For the par.
Really solid stroke.
Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter play, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. After that birdie, we have a brand new leader on top of this leaderboard.
Deservedly so.
Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Golf Channel on NBC and EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic.
That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Yeah, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. And that one is going to end up in the rough.
Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
And he's made the green. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Now in second, after that par.
Only one more player to overtake now.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
What a spectacular shot that was. I'll have a look at eagle. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
For good reason, not just an eagle too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow, and a lot can happen here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
and getting ready for the putt.
That birdie has to feel even better, Rich, with everything so tight at the top.
Right in the middle of a Donnybrook at this point.
Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
beautiful looking shot right here.
There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Just a tremendous week of golf, and that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat this high-quality field, and that is something that you will remember for a long, long time.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're here in the state of Nevada getting set for what should be a wonderful day of golf. Wolf Creek Golf Club is the site for the action. And Frank, this really is the definition of desert golf. It is spectacular.
The green oasis, Rich, amongst this canyon area is just something to be seen, really. It's hard to imagine you can actually build a golf course like this. Elevated tees, huge changes in elevation, and you're sort of weaving your way around this magnificent sort of topography. And to be honest, I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's just an oasis. Amazing.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Second shot now to the seventh, and really no margin for error here.
You certainly have to be pinpoint precise with your second shot. If you've laid back, then you've got a nice slightly uphill lie, which should help. But if you try and get it past those bunkers, then you're dabbling with that downhill lie. That's going to make that second shot a little harder to judge because the ball's going to come out lower. And remember, this is where the thin air makes that shot a little harder to judge.
That was a solid strike and a good result. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever. Even par currently.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, this is the kind of hole that you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one up there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, and that wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot, well, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. There's nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
That will be a great look at birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Finishing up this front side here at the par 4 ninth, 390 yards, and what are we looking at, Frank?
Well, it looks relatively straightforward, but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunker on that right side, or at least take that out of play because you're only going to have a short pitch in here. Nice.
Looks good.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. Pretty good effort right there. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So they'll tap in.
Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else?
Beginning the back 9 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th hole.
Got to be careful here, Rich. That desert ridge on that right side, it's sort of, oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power? Oh, huge. Huge with a capital A.
Busted that. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
This is a good-looking shot. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. He has this attempt for par. Still even par for the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now.